But let's go ahead and get into the winner, which I'm a little hurt because I lost. I thought the first one should have won, but I understand. I understand why this one won because it's like mm, yeah, okay. I don't know what the hell is going on right now. Friend breastfeeds my baby.
So basically what the title says, I have a 10-month-old daughter. I'm a 30-year-old woman, and I've always been super close with my best friend who's 31. She helped me a lot during my pregnancy and after childbirth. So it always came naturally to me to ask her for help until she eventually became something like a nanny for my daughter when needed. She's always been very eager and happy to help since she had no kids of her own. She had a miscarriage in the past and stopped trying afterwards. So we were at a mutual friend's wedding yesterday. I was holding my daughter for quite some time since she hates strollers. My best friend came to me and offered to take her for a while so I could take a break and go chat with some friends. I agreed and wholeheartedly thanked her. After 20 minutes or so, I came back to where we were and she wasn't there, so I started looking for her in the garden and she was literally nowhere to be found. Finally, after another 10 minutes, I managed to find her, and I see her talking to some people while holding my baby with her boob shoved down my daughter's throat. I literally tried my best to keep my composure and not to scream, so I went to her and said that we had to talk. After reaching a quiet place, I yelled, "What the F is wrong with you, and why are you nursing my daughter?" She looked at me in disbelief and replied that she understood that it was the best way to calm my daughter and that there's nothing wrong about it, adding that it could very well be her daughter? What the F? I was shocked, but we couldn't keep up this conversation because we had to get back inside for the wedding cake. I told her that we would have to continue this discussion later on. We never did, but now we agreed to meet today in a couple of hours. Honestly, I'm so effing mad. How could she say that there was nothing wrong with it? I feel like she violated my daughter and she gave literally 0 Fs about it. I'm trying to arrange my thoughts before talking to her. I hope I don't end up hitting her. I'm nearly bursting out. Then, 5 hours later, OP posted an update. So we met up and talked. She explained that my daughter was restless while she was talking to a couple of women, and they said that maybe she was hungry and it was fine for them to keep talking while she was breastfeeding. So she just did it. I got straight to the point. What she did was completely effed up. No excuses. She told me that she didn't agree and that she did nothing wrong. She said that she tried everything in the past and nothing worked except for her breasts, which were the only thing that calmed her down. So she just did what she'd always done? I literally couldn't believe it. I asked her what was wrong with her for doing such a thing behind my back, and why the F, among all the things that she thought that she could try, was dry nurse my daughter. She replied back saying that she was just doing what she thought was best for the baby and doing what my daughter wanted, adding that she didn't think she needed to inform me of such a thing since she's quite a second mother to her. I was losing it, but she continued. She added that she wasn't actually dry nursing her, since a while ago after using pumps and dry nursing her so much, she had actually started to lactate a little. She said that her supply was still low, but that in a while I could leave breastfeeding to her and stop worrying about it. I was livid, but she didn't even realize. She was completely clueless, like absorbed in her own world, like not even realizing that what she did was wrong. So I stood up from the table and told her that she was completely insane and that she was creeping me out. I told her that she wasn't allowed near my daughter anymore and to never contact me again, or I would report her to the cops. She started crying, saying that I couldn't cut her off from our daughter's life. Yo, what am I reading? So I lost it and shouted that it's not her goddamn baby, but it's me who popped her out. It was me who was pregnant for 9 months, and she's my daughter, not hers, and I just left. I'm just completely shocked. I don't even think shocked can completely describe what I'm feeling now. I received a couple of texts from her begging to reconsider and asking to see my daughter. I told her to stop contacting me and blocked her. If I receive another message or call or anything like that, I'll report everything to the police. I'm just disgusted. She was my best friend. Why did she do something like this? I'm completely speechless.
So I guess I'll say something first. Mental illness is real. I think is overly applied, but it definitely fits this particular case because this woman is in a state of delusion and whatever other issues she may have. I am lost with the mother, though. Like, I know I can't judge your immediate reaction when this woman has her breast in your baby's mouth. Um,
Right.
only, you know, sidebar, is she cute and how does she treat boyfriends? But after you had that initial reaction, that should have been the end of the game right there. Like there wouldn't have been meeting up later. There wouldn't have been talking it through. I sure as hell wouldn't be sitting here telling you about how I'm more my own child's parent than you. I mean, you sound crazy too. Like, who are you trying to convince? Why are you talking to this woman? I don't care if she was your best friend. The booby incident was enough that we were done, right? It's like,
But
so I don't understand that. I'm
I,
lost. I
I,
don't
I,
get that.
I can answer that because what she was saying was that this is her best friend. This is the person
Hmm.
that's been with her
And she
for the
has a hard time with boundaries.
yeah. She would never ever feel like her friend would ever do something like this. I know you don't
She
understand
couldn't
this.
imagine it.
Who can sit there and imagine, gee, I just had a baby. I'm gonna put her with my best friend's hand. Oh, wait a minute, my best friend has my breast,
Right.
her breast is in
Yeah,
my
I'm
so
with
child's
I
mouth.
I'm with you
What
all the way up to
what
that. Like, but
what?
when I take my baby from you, we are
Is
done.
when we're
Like,
done.
Yeah, that's it right
this
there.
is we're done.
She better hope she don't
Anything
catch
I
these
got to say to
hands.
you, I'm saying to you right now.
Wedding cake or no wedding cake, she'd have got some of that cake thrown at her. She better ooh, ooh, ooh.
You're lucky I'm not calling the police. We're done.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying.
I'm sitting here like, and I know women can produce milk even though they're not pregnant.
Yes,
Yes.
remember in slavery, but I know that's not where we want to go with this conversation.
No, we don't.
No,
Mm.
but how much of
But
a
a lot of
she
wet
told the
nurses
mother?
do that.
Yeah, she told the mother to. She didn't have to worry about how much milk was she planning on producing. Like,
Well, if she starts nursing, she'll start lactating at a
She
sufficient
would
amount
have.
to be able to.
Yeah, exactly.
The body will respond. This is
Mm-hmm.
the first time I've heard of the
here's
body
my
responding
response
without
right
you
here.
first
This is my
having to already be
response.
lactating, though.
Like, she didn't even think, gee, let me
Like usually your
breastfeed
body
this.
reacts to like the baby, the fetus, growing within you and then being
Usually.
born triggers the hormones to start
Yeah,
the lactation. And then, so long as you keep nursing, you can keep nursing because your body will keep rising to meet the need. But this is the first time I've heard, can't say it's true or false, this is the first time I've heard you are not currently nursing and you're able to just start.
yeah. It's
And
not.
again,
It's unusual, but it's not unheard of. My thing
Right.
is, what was wrong? She said here. Okay, so the best friend says, "Hey, hold my baby because I want to go, chat with blah blah blah." Blah. So baby starts crying because that's what babies do. So she thinks, you know what? I'm gonna do. I'm gonna unbutton my blouse and bra. Boom. This will do it. What? And the
Well, it's
thing was,
cleaner than putting your finger in the baby's mouth.
Because
oh no,
because
there's
she
a difference
has.
between to put my finger in a child's mouth, which I would never do anyway, because that's disgusting. You don't put your finger
Agreed.
in a child's mouth. And then that wasn't the first time she did it. That means she's been doing this.
So
Oh,
she obviously has a problem. Okay,
she'd have
let's
caught
just be
these
real. She
hands.
has a problem.
I'm sorry, Lord. She'd have caught these hands. Oh, no. That's catching hands, Tom. That is literally catching hands.
But she's got the baby. How you gonna hand the baby to the
Hand the
next
baby to
person?
somebody else and be like, let me
So
take
now
care of this.
now the next person to put their booby in the baby mouth.
No, the next person.
Now you got the baby got all these boobies in the mouth. Like, every man in the room just jealous.
The problem was from the very beginning, the birth mother did not put clear boundaries on this relationship with the friend. She knew she had miscarried. She knew that
Oh, I forgot that part.
this
Yeah.
woman was getting attached. And
But
if
But how do you set
you,
the
nah, but ain't no way
how do
you
you
could
set the
think to put
groundwork of I
restrictions.
need to go to
Don't
the
put your
bathroom?
boob in my child's mouth.
That's what I'm
Nobody
saying.
said
Right.
to that.
I gotta agree, Adam. Why would I even say that to my
There's no
best
way.
friend? Oh,
There's
by
no
the way,
way
we're
I
gonna
would
set a
think that.
boundary. Could you please not
Put your boob in my
breastfeed my
child's
child
mouth.
ever?
the moment she says this is our child, she did that before.
Yes, but
There's
still,
there's
my
a very
brain
big
wouldn't connect.
My brain wouldn't
You're
go
gonna
to
put your boob in my baby
in
mouth.
my child's
And
mouth.
No, because in a normal brain, that doesn't connect.
agreed. Yes. We're not talking. Yeah, you're right. You're not talking about
We're
that.
not
But I'm just
talking
saying
about a
she didn't
normal
know.
brain.
But she didn't know her friend was out there.
That attached. Didn't nobody
yeah.
think she was that attached? Like we knew she was the one,
As
you know.
soon
And, and,
as she
and then it
starts
manifested.
saying our child, that is cause for a conversation.
Because I've heard grandparents refer to their
But
grandchildren as their children.
That's different.
Yes.
Way
Sore
but
spot.
listen,
different.
My
listen.
ex mother in law did that.
She
Yeah.
said she said this is my best friend, and she was there with me during the whole pregnancy, probably during the whole birth and everything. So when she said our child, she probably was assuming a auntie role or
Like an auntie.
Yeah.
our child type of thing. So it's still in your mind. You're not thinking, oh, you just said our child. Hold up, let me put some rules and regulations. That she's not thinking straight because it's like, who would think?
She missed all them signs. And I can seriously see, because nobody's
I
I
mind is
can
mean,
going to
see
go there.
anybody missing those signs though.
anybody would miss those signs.
Yeah,
They
I
would
mean,
do
who
that.
gonna sit there and think, gee, my best friend put my why y'all stop being friends? Cause see, she put her boob in my child's mouth. Like I said,
Which is unfair because she didn't put her boob in your child's mouth. She just put the nipple,
and the nipple's attached to what, is?
the areola,
And the areola's attached to what?
to the boobie.
The obvious. I
Anyways,
could play this game.
um, she'd had to, and I'm not one for violence. I don't condone that. But this one, oh no. Nope, 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 nope. You went too far. You done went all fatal attraction. But I wouldn't even take my fingers, put it in the child's mouth. That's that's
I ain't never
disgusting
ever thought
enough.
about doing that ever. Like, where
People
did
put
that
their
come
food, that
from? Who
baby
puts
so
their
cute.
finger in kids' mouths?
People put
I
fingers in
mean,
their.
I ain't gonna lie. When mine were little bitty bitties, and I ain't have a pacifier for them, yeah, I would suck on my finger, and then you rest it on their gum, and they shut up because they're fine now. So, but that's my child who's already with my DNA and my germs and all that good stuff.
Hmm.
This is not
Hmm.
your child. I don't care if
Yeah.
you took a wet wipe, wiped it down, your bra was sterilized before you put it on. I don't care if you got dressed in one of them medical suits first. You don't put your boobie in somebody that unless no, you don't do it.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
clear winner.
Hey, you was gonna come up with one?
This is the clear winner. Clear winner.
All right, let's go ahead and get to the second of three of these videos. It's perfectly clear from this point on to the end of the year. The second of the three that we have to watch. So here's the update.
Then, the next day, OP posted an update. After my friend tried all yesterday to contact me on social media, this morning she just showed up at my front door. I told her she needed to leave because I didn't want to call the cops on her. She started crying, babbling why was I treating her this way and why I was keeping her from my daughter since she did nothing wrong. I told her that everything she did was wrong because she did all of this behind my back. I said that she can't be the baby's mother and she can't take over as the only one breastfeeding, and it was delusional even thinking something like this. My friend responded by saying that my daughter needs her breast milk and that her milk will be surely by far better than mine for the baby. Yo, what? If that wasn't enough, she said that she was worried because my breasts are too small to feed her properly and to please stop being selfish and start thinking what's really better for my daughter. Concluding by saying that she was fine with me breastfeeding my baby until she reached a sufficient supply, but then I should leave the responsibility to her if I wanted my daughter to grow up healthy. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I wasn't even mad. I couldn't believe that it was my best friend saying such bullshit. My friend was talking really loud, and I guess my daughter heard that because my daughter started crying. My friend took that as a sign that my daughter was calling for her. What the F? She only left after I started calling the cops, saying that I shouldn't treat her like this and that she was only doing what was best for my daughter. I'm done. I can't take this anymore. I contacted a mutual friend and told her everything, emphasizing that she needs help. My mutual friend agreed to talk to her to see what's going on. In the meanwhile, I'll go to the cops and try to file for a restraining order, and I'll talk to a pediatrician as soon as possible. I can't live peacefully like this, and I'm starting to get worried for my daughter. Then, the next day, OP posted an update. So I came back home this morning after spending the night at a nearby hotel. I didn't feel safe staying alone in my house since my friend has a copy of the keys. Even though I have a surveillance system, I didn't want to take the risk. The first thing I did when I came back was call an emergency locksmith, explain the situation, and they arrived and changed my lock swiftly. I felt so much safer knowing that she can't get in anymore.
Why
Now,
does she keep having
I have one
conversations
little
with
problem
her?
with what that situation was, and surprise, surprise, is from Thea's point of view. Why did you answer the door?
Thank you. Oh my
Why did you
God.
Why did you answer the door? See, y'all should know me by now. There's a point where I go into my child protection mode. I'm not answering that door. I'm talking to you through the door, telling you if you don't stop ringing my doorbell and banging on my door, I'm gonna call the police. Now you continue ringing the doorbell and knocking on the door. Guess what I'm finna do? Call the police. I'm not opening the door. I'm not holding a conversation with you because here's the funny thing about it, lady. If you really think there was something wrong with her, what's stopping her from just busting in? Walking right past you, busting in and doing whatever it is that she's doing because you already think she's out there. No, don't open the door. Put the top lock on or a chain lock or a chair or whatever on the door and handle your business. You need to be in protection mode right here, right now. No, what you want to do is try to be more understanding. You just can't believe it. You just have to get to the bottom of this Nancy Drew mystery. This ain't the time right now. This ain't the time for all that. This is you in protection mode right here.
I agree and disagree at the exact same time. This is her best friend, according to her. And even through the continuing telling of this story, she kept referring to her as friend. Now, they have reached the point where, yes, you need to call the police because this person is sliding further and further into whatever delusion that they're in, and they could end up causing you harm as a consequence of what they think, because they can think you are now posing a threat to your child, and now they will harm you to protect the child. So you don't know where this thing can go. But my concern, though, is before this last step. Like I said, at the first time when you found her doing the fake nursing, yeah, alarm bells, but you don't know what to do with that. You don't know what to do with that, right? But then you find out she's been dry nursing in order to start to lactate, and she's saying this is our child. She is saying that I'll be the one to do this. Like, all of these are loud sirens. Okay? You say this is your best friend. If she's your best friend, that means you should know her parents. That means you should know her family. You should know her support system. At what point is it, instead of calling your friend to vent about it, why didn't you go to her support system to rally the troops to help your so-called best friend, who is obviously not doing well. That's one of my concerns. Like if it's my friend, now in the first moment, I don't know how I would have reacted. I can almost guarantee, I'm pretty sure my reaction would have been I would have took my baby and would have left. There wouldn't have been no altercation and nothing like that. Because my number one priority, give me my child, I'm getting to safety. Right? Because I can't fight you and my child's right here. So that's probably what my first response would be. But then it would have been either we're completely done, there's no contact, I don't care, whatever you say, I don't have no reason to talk to you. Or is this is really getting bad? I need to find help for my friend. And that never happened here. It was like this person became a stranger that you were still trying to be friends with, but you weren't trying to help. It's so weird what was happening here, right? It's like this
she
obviously wasn't your best friend.
You're muted.
Anna, you're muted.
Sorry. She did finally call a mutual friend and said, whether she has the parents' number or not.
We're assuming that they're alive, so we don't know
Yeah,
what
you
that
gotta
is.
assume they're
Right. We
alive,
don't
and then
know.
she may not be
That's
on
why I
speaking
also
terms
said
with her
support
family.
system
She may not,
because
Right.
but she
But
may
that's
not
my
have a
deal is,
large
This
group of.
person may have been the only person that she knew that also knew this person,
yeah,
and so at least she did
Did that. Yeah, because a
by
lot of
her
people.
best friend
Yeah.
right there, because yes, there's something deeply wrong
yeah, I'm like your friend
She
with
is
the way her
spiraling.
neurons are firing.
Yeah,
she
your
showed up
friend is
at the door.
spiraling. My thing is just like how do you treat a friend?
and my deal is we don't know the dynamics, and I don't want to add this to it to go to a multi-universe type of thing, but
Mm.
she may have been the support system, or the friends may have been a support system. We don't know
Right.
if she has a family. She did literally say she cannot believe that my best friend is doing this. So she and them and a few other friends may be the support system of it.
Yeah,
But before I even get into that, so let's go ahead and get to 3 because there is a dynamic into it that may help my argument, may not. So let's get into the last part.
Then I met up with a mutual friend and she updated me on the talk that she had with her. Okay, so for the rest of this story, OP is using a lot of she's, but there's multiple she's in the story, so I'm going to name these characters to keep track. We'll say that the delusional breastfeeding woman is Karen and the mutual friend is Amy. Amy told me that she visited Karen at Karen's home this morning because she wanted to talk to Karen face to face because she thought that maybe I was a little bit overreacting. Well, Amy went to Karen's house. Karen greeted her for a bit and chatted before inviting Amy in. When they sat down, Karen asked Amy if they could talk while she breast pumped because she had to get her supply running. Amy played dumb, saying that it wasn't a problem, but she asked why she needed to pump if she doesn't have kids. Karen replied back saying that she does indeed have a daughter, and she was surprised that I didn't tell Amy about it. Karen then pointed out that it was my daughter, and that even if she didn't give birth to her, she still considered her baby too, and that she needed her mama's milk to grow healthy. She kept on going, saying that she had no choice but pumping because I was being sassy and inconsiderate and I wasn't letting her breastfeed our baby. But that she couldn't be inconsiderate like I was, and she had to get her supply to a sufficient level, but that she was sure that I would change my mind in no time since I'm not stupid and I know that her breasts are better for our daughter. Amy told me that she couldn't believe what she was hearing and that she couldn't believe that all of this was true. But what shocked Amy the most was the fact that she was indeed lactating. She wasn't producing much, but she was indeed pumping breast milk. Amy tried to talk to her, but it was no use. Karen just wasn't listening. And after trying for a while, Karen just said there was nothing wrong in what she was doing and that she was just being a good mother. And after that, Karen asked Amy to leave because she had to relax while pumping. Honestly, I wasn't surprised after hearing all that. But still, it was very, very depressing. Amy was completely shocked, and she couldn't understand what happened, since apart from that, she seemed completely normal. I then asked Amy to accompany me to the police, but unfortunately, this evidence wasn't enough to get a restraining order. So the only thing I could do was file a formal complaint about what happened, and I did that. They told me they'd keep an eye on the situation, and they would check my neighborhood more frequently to make sure nothing happens. And that's it for now. Amy will stay at my house for a couple of days to help me recover from what happened. Also, to wait for my parents to arrive. Unfortunately, neither I nor Amy know how to contact Karen's parents, but Amy did find a way to contact Karen's ex-husband, and I'll contact him tomorrow to ask for help. It's been a while, so I hope he's willing to help. I also booked an appointment with a pediatrician, and I'll get my daughter checked next week. I'll stop making updates for a while. I need to get my act together, plan what to do next, and take care of my daughter. Fortunately, my parents are coming to help me, and I'm really, really relieved. I don't think that I can keep facing this situation alone.
What situation? But anyway, no, all right, cool. I'm good.
This lady needs help.
Yeah, this is
Mhm.
I have a habit. Foxy has told me that I have a habit. I have a bad habit. She calls it a bad habit of looking into the future and finding situations and making it worse than what it is. You know, that whole,
But
you
when did
know,
this happen?
it hasn't happened yet, but you just making it seem like it could happen and everything. I
Lie,
can't.
borrow, worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
do that.
I know I'm gonna do it on this one because I have a strange feeling that everybody will be. You just need to leave. You just need to move on. You just need to leave and go to a different area where she can't find you because you were in protection mode. And
Mhm.
my not I have a problem, but it ain't OP's problem. I'm not putting it on OP. I hear you. I get that. My problem is this woman still is not getting help, and what's to stop her from just choosing another baby? Befriending
Yeah.
somebody, befriending somebody who's pregnant, and start the whole process over again. This woman needs help, like
Yeah.
seriously.
And
She
that
needs.
shows,
This,
yeah, that shows how powerful the brain is. That she,
Oh, that's what I meant to
that
ask
that her
Anna.
brain produced that her thinking that she was that child's mother made her lactate.
I thought
no,
that
it's a
the first time
physiological
that
response to
the
Yeah, I
first
stimulation.
time
know.
It's
That's
that
what I'm
I
yeah.
asked
saying.
you
The
that,
brain is a powerful thing.
well, the first time that I listened to the show, I said the exact same thing you did, Tracy. But then let me ask Anna this question. Anna, she did have a miscarriage. Could it be
Mhm.
a
Yep.
leftover reaction?
Her
You know,
body could have been already preparing and had the precursors to the cholestyramine. Yeah. Is we don't know how far her pregnancy went. Um,
how
we
long
don't
ago?
know what happened. Yeah, is but man, she latched on to this poor wee thing.
She latched on all right, but a
Uh-huh. I
You know
couldn't
what?
believe
No,
anybody was about
no,
to let that
sis.
go.
No, no, sis. No.
but
Yeah,
Oh, this is gonna be a long weekend. Ooh.
but
latchkey kid from an early age.
I mean, it does not take an actual pregnancy for you to create milk. You start something pumping at your breast, you can create milk. And there's another thing, lady, the size of the breast
Doesn't
it
mean.
is not.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. When did
Oh
the size of the
boy.
breast
But
matter? What?
no, it doesn't.
I
You
had
got
no children.
Wait a
you
minute
got
now.
No,
oh,
it
I'm
does
sorry,
not.
Chris. Really? You're gonna be an expert
You
on
gonna
this?
really
I
you'll
am
sit here
not
and
an
swallow your
expert.
pearl.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So,
Comes from ducks.
because it's not that it's so. I mean, so I understand that the breast does hold some milk, but it's not like in your brain where you might think of it like a jug sitting there holding fluid. It's like it's within
Right.
the canals and all that good stuff. But
Yes.
if a person has an A cup versus a person who has a C cup, isn't there
Mm-hmm.
more storage in play?
No, you
So
just
your
have more
body has to work
tissue.
harder to be able to manufacture on like because there's nothing stored up. It's just running. Because like part of one of the things like when
But
women
even in
complain about
A
the
cup,
tenderness and
even in an A cup, you still have the hormones pumping that make your breasts swell to contain milk, and they come out of a duct. And those refill. It's not
yes,
that
The
it's
size
always
of the
sitting
breast.
there at the ready.
And speaking
I
for the A
get
cup,
you.
speaking for the A cup coalition, listen, that does not matter at all.
I was just asking a
No,
question. I know enough that it's not like it's a jug, right? I was
you're
just
right.
saying
Yeah, I
by
know.
laws of science and just distance over time, it's you never mind.
You would
Well,
think that
anyway,
makes it easier. Yeah, it would. Reason would say that would make
but I
it
do
a bit
know from
easier.
having
It.
multiple children that the bigger factor is like the shape and how your breast reacts with your nipple. That can be a huge issue as far as how the baby's able to attach or clamp on. So I
Yeah.
get, yeah. But anyway, this here, what this woman needs, she need a freaky boyfriend. That what she needs. She need a freaky, freaky, freaky boyfriend, and she would be in a lot better position.
And you're not gonna take him off for that.
Wow.
I
Okay.
literally, I would if I didn't hear stories about the dude that wanted to wear a diaper and that was his kink, and then he took it too far because he wore the diaper and he only would drink from a bottle, and he made a crib big enough for himself, and it, uh,
Or the doctor
I'm just
got it.
trying to be compassionate here because what this story brings to mind to me, because once again, all seriousness, I'm coming back to what I said before about if this is your best friend and you see them spiraling. I don't think that it should have taken this far down the line of the story for you to decide we need to figure out how to help this person.
Yeah.
Sometimes the way that you can help them is to call the authorities. I get it because at that point is when you realize what you can do. But I'm just saying, as your best friend or a close friend, somewhere along the lines you saw enough warning signs before it became dangerous that you could have tried to step up. But it's up to you whether or not you do. It's not like it's your requirement to do so. But it reminds me of the one where the boyfriend, fiance, was in the crib, right? And stuff like that. Like when someone has had that type of a traumatic experience, some people come out of it completely unscathed, ready to go have another baby. In fact, some people become obsessed with having another baby. There's so many different ways people can come out of the experience.
Yep.
We're hearing like these two as being pretty extreme cases where like they went into some form of delusion, you know. So it's like both. Well, actually, yeah, the two stories we've heard today is still. I hear compassion is needed and somewhat missing. Um, Before it got to the point where compassion was no longer necessary.
All right, everybody, we almost done for tonight. Let's get on to the last story. I'm not giving you the runner up to
Oh, I thought that was the last one.
Yeah, I thought that was the winner.
It was two.
no.
That's not the winner?
Of
Oh
one
no.
category,
Now we
right?
move on to worst wife of the year.
Right.
The next
New
category.
category.
Oh, we're
No,
going to have
that
a 3-hour show person that thought we wasn't going to have a 3-hour show.
I thought it was
no.
just the two. I'm sorry.
That's what I thought.
Okay. Let me help y'all two out. I literally put up the title of the show. Y'all act like this is brand new, that y'all ain't never read the title, that,
I didn't.
oh my God, I have
didn't.
no idea what's going on. Okay, that's not my fault that y'all didn't. I put the title
I know.
up.
I don't know why you're getting defensive at this moment because we both were just acknowledging that we thought it
Yeah.
was two, and now you're giving us a lecture on why we should have known it was more than two.
Yeah.
And it's like,
We just
okay,
got to do
let's
our
go
best
with
to
number
prove. That's all
three.
we saying. That is all we saying.
I feel offended and I'm hurt. And I want my kind of apology. I don't even know what the hell that means.
Marlon, I am sorry that you feel offended by what you feel that we might have been saying about what happened.
It's not a damn apology worth of time. I don't know what the hell that was. I don't even know what that was. That was awful. That's, well, you've been in the business world long enough. You know exactly what you were saying. I feel so sorry that you hurt. What? That's not an apology.
It is regrettable that this is how you have chosen to take what's happened.
Yes. It's a damn shame you took how I said something to you. What? Why are you still talking to me? I just had to.
Your offense was intended, but it was totally unwarranted in how you responded to it.
I acknowledge your offensiveness.
Okay, now if y'all finish arguing, I gotta take my medicine at 11:30.
Have a good lunch. All right, here is the final video. Worst wife of the year. The runner-up, I disqualified. That's why I'm only playing the winner. I disqualified it because it was cheating, and I'm not gonna give.
Oh, was that the lady that slept with all the men and had her live in the house? She was living in the house and she didn't have a job, but she kept on inviting all the men over.
Yeah.
Yep, I knew that's the one you would get rid of.
Yeah, I don't award cheating.
I said she was horrible.
Yeah. Well, this one is pretty bad too. Let's go ahead and get into it.
I put baby trap in quotation marks because I'm not sure what she did is the actual definition of baby trap. She didn't have a kid to make me stay, just against my will. So my wife, a 32-year-old female, and I, a 34-year-old male, have been together for 8 years. We have a little girl who's 5 and a baby boy who's 2. I love both of them more than anything, and I finally feel like I have everything. A beautiful wife, 2 healthy kids, a great career, and a big house. The token American dream, minus the dog. I'm allergic. When we talked about kids before, my wife always said she wanted 2. I only wanted 1. It would be easier, and we'd have more money for vacations and stuff. But my wife maintained it's important for a child to have a sibling. I grew up with 4, and my wife with none, so I guess I understand where she's coming from. After our son and getting through the baby years and sleepless nights for the second time, I didn't want to ever go through that again. Both kids were very fussy and colicky. But when my son was a year old, my wife began casually mentioning a third. I would laugh it off, but finally she sat me down and said we have to have a third. I said no, we agreed on 2, but she said she wanted 4 and 3 is the compromise. I refused and said I wanted 1 and we have 2. She got angry and called me selfish for taking away her dream of wanting a big family. A couple of days later, she apologized and we passionately hugged. I noticed her drive increased exponentially, but so did mine, and I was happy to engage her. She was on birth control, I had a condom, it was all good. Thinking back on it, I probably should have figured something was up, but I was barely handling 2 little kids and work on top of housework and yard work and everything. I came home from work one day while the kids were at their grandparents'. My wife had a huge smile on her face and she sat me down and showed me a positive pregnancy test, literally dancing in joy. My first thought was, oh shit. My wife noticed a less than happy expression on my face and started screaming at me. She berated me for not being supportive, and this was a miracle from God and I should be grateful. I said I was sorry and hugged her and said I was super excited for the baby. My wife was delighted, and later that night she was calling all family and friends to happily tell them the news. When she started talking about the nursery and how we'll convert my office into a room, I started to get a little suspicious. Everything was so well thought out, and it seemed like she'd been planning this for a while. When she was asleep, I took the condoms out of the cupboard and ran them underwater. Holes. I nabbed her phone and saw she'd set a password. That was odd. Nevertheless, my wife has a terrible memory, so I tried her birthday and it opened. Further up were texts with my best friend's wife complaining how I wouldn't come around. Her best friend suggested, quote, arrange on accident, end quote, winky face. My wife agreed and said she was going to come off of birth control. It went on for a little while, ending with my wife saying yes, we were going to have a third. So I woke her up immediately and asked her if this had really been a miracle. She got that deer in headlights look and burst into tears. She wailed, and then she got angry. Through tears, she screamed, I had no right to go through her phone, and it's her choice whether or not she wants to take birth control. The side effects are bad, and she was sick. She also brought up if I really didn't want a third kid, I should have had a vasectomy. She told me to go sleep on the couch. I laughed out loud and said, no, I'm sleeping here, you're leaving. So while wailing, she packed a bag and left to her parents. When she called the next day, I told her I just need some time to myself. She said that's fine, but I need to come around for our child. I told her I wasn't sure if it'd be our child, and she cried more. It's been 2 weeks since then. The government's recommended to stay home, and I knew staying home by myself while also working with 2 kids would not be ideal, and she wanted to see our kids. So we're in the same house. She constantly keeps stopping me from work and trying to get me excited for our kid, and planning the nursery and names and how happy our kids will be to get a younger sibling. I've been ignoring her entirely. What do I do? Staying home with her is bad enough, and I don't know if I should leave her over this. I don't trust her anymore. She entirely betrayed me. I'm angry, but I have another child on the way.
Okay, let me get this small little rant out the way. And I told Foxy this too. I'm on a theist mode of not giving a fuck about certain things. This is one of them. Don't ever roll up on me after I done caught you doing some bullshit. After I done caught you poking holes in the condom and getting ideas, after I done caught you cheating with the U.S. Navy, after I done caught you doing a whole bunch of stuff, and the first thing out of your mouth is, you should have went through my phone. Fuck you. Say the privacy thing. What are you talking about? This is your argument. That I should not have gone through your phone? Normally, I would not go through your phone. I have Foxy's password to her phone. She has mine. She leaves her phone unattended. I have my phone unattended. I don't have a reason to go through her phone. She has no reason to go through mine. Now, if Foxy comes home one night and she smells like a man cologne, and then several nights later she has cologne smells again, and then several nights later she's coming in later and later, and guess what I'm finna do? So please stop concerning yourself about your damn privacy. Fuck your privacy. This ain't what this topic is about. It's about something that went wrong. Topic because, dude, I honestly don't know what you can do. I really don't. You could go get the vasectomy, and I honestly think this chick would leave.
That ain't the point. It's too late for the vasectomy. I mean, you might as well get one now to protect
No,
yourself.
Yeah,
But
for more
From the
children.
fifth.
He should
I
have got
get
one.
that, but
He
it's
should
just
have.
like I would
Mm,
have to leave you because there would absolutely, positively, 100% be no trust in you ever again
Yep.
on
yeah,
anything. There
I
is
agree.
no trust
yeah, she
in you
destroyed that.
ever again on
But
This,
absolutely
but
nothing.
here's okay. I'm about to take. Okay, I am not condoning what the mother did or the girl, the wife, whatever. Here comes
Mhm.
C, however. He could have said, my body, my choice, and went and got a vasectomy. And that would have cut out the whole 3 children thing from the jump
whoa,
street.
He
whoa,
got to go.
whoa,
He
Tracy
could
would
whoa.
have.
go back to the
He
same
could have
thing.
gotten a vasectomy, said, my
Could
body,
have.
my
You're
choice.
blaming the victim here.
I'm not blaming the victim. I'm saying I'm trying to see
But
this from
Tracy,
her point.
let me counter
He
argument on that. You wouldn't think your wife would do this.
Nobody would think it, but if he was that animate, he said, I only wanted 2 kids. Well, he said he actually wanted, did he say 1 kid and then jumped
He
to
wanted
2?
One.
one and ended
One
up with two.
one.
One ended up with
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, they
Dude, get a
compromised.
vasectomy, and then that way you should have got a vasectomy like after child 1. And then that would have been it. Sure, she would have left you because she wants a big family.
That's what I mean. He did everything that he could. He wore a
He did
condom. She
not.
was supposed to be on birth control.
She went off of it,
Yeah,
which you can.
but she did
So
it for malicious intent. She manipulated the entire situation. Let's not get lost in the weeds and do the facts around the facts situation. She literally set
Yeah,
this
but
man up
she
where
did.
he loses me a little bit, because his only option here is a divorce at this point. But or stick it out, and realize that this is what you're in for, and definitely, like you were saying, Tracy, go get the vasectomy at this point because you know who you're dealing with. Um,
Mhm.
but the thing that irked me, well, there are a lot of things that irked me about the overall story, but for him, what irked me was I'm not sure this is our child.
Now she's cheating.
Yeah, you are. I
Y'all was
mean, like,
passionately hugging. What do you mean?
I mean, if you think that she was cheating on you and this is not your child,
I
which does
just
not sound
would.
like
I
this has
okay.
even occurred to him. Like what seems like what occurred, is not even a question in his mind that she's not the type of person to go cheat. He just didn't think she was the type of
I
person to
don't
do
think that's
this.
what he meant.
So
that's what I'm saying.
he's
I
like,
don't remember
no,
ever
no,
saying
no. I'm
that.
thinking what he was saying is you violated me for this to even be happening.
This is
So
not going to be
how do I attach
our
myself to
child.
something? Yeah, how do I attach myself to
Oh,
a child that I never even wanted, right? But it's your child. So I just
It's
that
still
statement
your.
bothers
I
me as a
mean, he
father.
knows that.
Yeah, but he
I
does have
I
a right to
really
be
was.
angry.
No, he has
I
Oh
100%
yeah.
right to be angry. He has a
yeah.
right to be angry, have all the trust issues. The man, no matter what happens, he need to get somebody to help him work through it. Because please believe me, you can get some therapy and you can work through it in 2 or 3 years, or you could be like me and other guys in this world who sit there and try to figure it out yourself, and it takes 20. So no, definitely, he's right for any way that he feels. But it was just that one nugget. It was that nugget because if I don't think it's my child, then I'm gonna get it. We're gonna have to have a test, and we'll follow that path.
I don't think
But
that's what he was saying though.
that's not what I
Mm,
think he was saying either. What I think he's
right.
saying is you violated me. I did not want to have another child. You forced me into this situation, and now you're trying to make me be happy about something that you. It's not spousal rape because I voluntarily had sex with you. It's this.
Yeah.
But it's right there. It's like right there, right? Because
It's still a
you
violation. Yeah.
it's a violation.
manipulated the condom to ensure that it was like I didn't have one on, right? So
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a
And
minute.
I guess let me say this real quick, Tracy. Then I give it to you. And I guess that what would make me more mad is I know what you did, and now here you is coming to me gaslighting me with this is happy news. Let's name the child. Let's design the nursery. Let's just pretend that you did not violate me.
That's what she
And
did.
that's what would irk me more, which is why I say I would have to leave because it's not like okay, the violation happened and we having a baby. You know you was wrong, but now you're acting like, and I want you to be happy about it.
Yeah, let bygones be
How
bygones.
how 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 am
Mhm.
I going to be happy with you? How am I going to trust you on absolutely anything? Because you are now telling me whatever it is that you want, and this is not hyperbole from me. I know I'm gonna get pushback on it. I'm just telling you from my point of view. You have now shown me that whatever it is that you want, you are willing to go to whatever lengths to get it. And that is terrifying. I would not want to deal with something with someone like that. It, it,
Well, in
it,
her
it
mind, she'll never be like this again because now we have what we need.
She
But
gonna
then
want
she'll
more
turn around and she'll
kids.
do it again later. She'll do
She
yeah,
something
want
similar later.
she want more
no, no,
kids,
no, no,
and she
no. We're not done with this. Remember, she wanted four. He wanted one. They compromised and got two. So
But they
now
never
they're
had that conversation.
nope. She probably manipulate. How do we know? Oh, see, here comes my questions. Whole bunch of questions. Okay, it gonna sound. If it was me, I wouldn't have went through her phone. I simply would have took once I saw the water running out the condoms. I'd have woke her up, took the condom, put it underwater, but like you really did this. That I don't go through phones because that's tacky. There's a couple questions I have to ask.
oh,
How is he supposed to look? Eventually, you want to think that he's going to grow to love this child, but every time he looks at that child, he's got to be thinking how that child came to be. Who's to say she didn't do this on child number two? Uh, yeah, the best friend gave her an idea, but really? And dude, yes, I'm putting the blame somewhat on you. Dude, get a vasectomy. And if she don't like it, let her leave. Bye. Because what stops
So
her? What stops her at child number 4 and child number 5 and child number 6 and child number
no, I
7?
agree. That's why I'm saying that he needs to leave.
I think
But
he
what I was
regrets not
He's gonna
getting
yeah,
it
regret
now.
having that child because he's gonna be like, "What did she do?"
well,
I
I
do
don't know
understand
how he's going to
what
feel.
Tracy is saying. I do literally understand what Tracy is saying. There is,
I
and
do.
I
Hmm.
will say I'm going with what Thea is saying about going to get some um, help on this because you are going to look at that third child, and it's just you don't
Yep.
want it, you don't want to,
I didn't want this child in the first place.
you don't want to feel this way, you don't want to be this way, but you know the mind is a whole lot stronger than your body, and your mind is a whole lot stronger than your mouth and your actions, and you're going to resent this third child. You are going to feel like, which is why I say your mind is stronger than your body. Your mind is going to tell you, I'm treating them as equally as the rest of them. You're not. You're just you.
So I'm
And
going to respectfully disagree to an extent. One, only because we don't know, right? And I know we don't know, but I'm saying that until the baby is here, we truly just do not know how he's
Right.
going to react to it. I would venture, and this is me presupposing because of how deeply I love my kids, right? I am presupposing that he's like me, so I'll just create that part of it. And then it's every time I look at that child, I wouldn't think of how your mother manipulated me to have you because once you look at your child, at least for me, there ain't nothing. Like there's like is I can't even remember what it was like before you were here. Like I got 3 kids and I cannot remember what it was like not having any of the other two at any given time. Like that they are my complete experience. But every time I look at their mother, I would remember all of those feelings every single time. And that's why I say that he should leave. But what's really messed up about this is if he does decide to leave, I mean, good luck
There's still
proving in
payment.
court what the situation is. You will be paying child support for all of these children. So the only thing you will have freed yourself of is her, but you will have now given her a level of control over your life that you can't even imagine what you're going to be dealing with because she's going to be dealing with you abandoned me and our children, and she will take that shit out on you. So now you got your money gone, your assets gone. You don't get to see your kids. This is like for me, my personal struggle. You can never be the father that you could have been, and you know it. And now you'll resent her even more. So it's a lose lose situation for this guy, right? Stay and resent the mother and can't trust the mother and never feel like you're safe in your own home, right? Or leave and deal with the hell that divorce brings you. All behind her doing what she felt like she wanted to do. And the vasectomy piece, I mean, if you don't plan on having any more children and you're married, you probably wouldn't go get a vasectomy.
No.
Because you would say to yourself, well, if she does get pregnant, we'll deal with that, right? That's part of being married, right? We're going to try to do what we need to do not to have another child. But if we do, then we do. That's the married part. I can't think anyone who would be like this person.
Condoms are not 100%.
Right. You take that into account. What you don't take into account is your spouse sabotaging your birth control. Him putting sugar pills in your pills, or her putting holes in your condoms. You don't even think of these things.
and we have really got to stop doing this on these stories. We put some stories that's absolutely some horrific outcomes on these stories, and we always go, and I'm not jumping on you, Tracy, when I say this, I'm just saying in general, but we have got to stop doing this. But you should have, but we're looking at it like, okay, this is not a business transaction. This is a marriage, or this is a boyfriend, girlfriend, or this is a friendship that has gone on for decades. You would not think these people that's in your lives would do these types of things.
But if he only wanted one child, he should have took the steps.
That's almost the equivalent. I hear what you're saying, Tracy, but that is like, to me, logical to the point that it's illogical. Like, if you only want to have one child, then have one child and then go get a vasectomy. But did you speak with your wife? What are her wishes? What is her decision? Like, it's not just your body anymore. You see what I'm saying? Like, once you get married, your body is not your body. Your body is y'all's body, right? It's so. But it sounds like they never even came to that real understanding.
Had that conversation before they got married.
Exactly. He assumed because I only want one and we have two, then I've satisfied my end of the bargain. No real conversation, no meeting of the minds, no taking into account how she feels. None of that. You said one, gave her two, you're done.
Now they're going to have three and possibly four because she going to do this.
But now you want to feel right. But now you feel violated, which you are violated because of how she did it. But you were also being inconsiderate to her feelings because you knew what she wanted and you wouldn't actually entertain the conversation. So that she never had any closure in this part of her that she wanted. You may have still come down to an agreement of, no, we're going to stay where we are for now. But you at least owe her the opportunity to speak through that, work through that, so that she can actually agree with the decision.
And not
instead you imposed it.
Okay, but now I'm finna get back on the villain of the story.
The best friend that made that.
No one's making an excuse for her sabotaging the condoms, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, but the same conversation he could have had is the same conversation she could have had, which
Agreed.
is this conversation is not over because I want more. And we'll just go back and forth, back and forth. And I'm using logical thinking, but this woman has pretty much have proven that she's not.
No,
But
he kind of even said that he wasn't willing to entertain the conversation.
And he
I'm
already
not,
said it was done.
and
Although I'm still saying he should have said my body, my choice. I mean, women have been saying that for what, centuries. I'm just
Yeah, it doesn't
saying.
ring the same way with men
I know,
because
but it
we've
should.
been in the opposite end of that power dynamic, so it
yeah,
rings kind of hollow. It's like when a
yeah,
white person says, "Well, that's reverse racism." Oh, poor Billy. You know, it's
yeah.
like
Because
two wrongs don't make a right, but it's hard to make the argument when you've been on the winning side.
because there are literally
Yes,
stories
Parker.
of
He would
guys that
still have to
went
pay.
to get a vasectomy saying they don't want no kids whatsoever, and a doctor saying I'm not going to give you a vasectomy until you about 35.
And
Yeah, like they
that's
do to women, which is
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
So you do have men that sit there and say I don't want no kids, don't want them. Nah, I'm good. I am going to go have a vasectomy, and the doctor could literally look at you and go, no.
and you know there's other
But do they
urologists.
do that though?
I
Do
have
they do
never
that to
heard.
men? I know they do it to women, but do they act?
Yes,
I would
I've
be
never heard of a
curious.
doctor because
I've
yes,
I
they do.
never heard.
no, I've heard.
Yes, they have literally. There are stories
I
out
want to hear
there of
about it.
literally men who said, "I want a vasectomy," and they put an age restriction on it,
But I've
and you'll
never
change
heard.
your
Wait a
That's
mind
the
minute.
later
first I'm
on
hearing of
down
that.
the
Hold
That's
road.
on. I've
interesting.
never heard of a doctor refusing a hysterectomy to a woman either.
Yes, he does. Oh, doctors will refuse historically to have. I don't know if it's changed now in recent history, but it ain't that far back if it ain't. Where if you are still of childbearing age and you have not had any children yet, the
I
doctor
ain't
will
never heard of
deny your hysterectomy. It'll deny getting your tubes tied, all of that kind of stuff. So that's very real.
I
Where
have
like if you
never
haven't
heard
had
of
a
that.
child yet, the doctor will tell you no. Hopefully that's changed, but the way things are going right
If
now,
that would be
I don't know.
malpractice, because if that's what she wants, then that's what you give her.
It's an elective surgery. I can tell you no.
Yeah.
A vasectomy at the age of 18 may be legal, but doctors can refuse to perform the procedure if they believe that the individual is too young to make an informative decision. They feel that the
About
person
their
may
own
regret
body.
the decision and want a
About they? Oh,
reversal later on. They have underlying health conditions that may make a vasectomy risky.
probably diabetes. You know, diabetes is always gonna be in there. I don't care what disease you talking about. I'm like, well, watch they say diabetes. Watch them.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like now it's a broader discussion, but that's one of the biggest issues with this whole healthcare debate, which is why I made that video some year, what, over a year ago, whenever they overturned, when they did the Obergefell thing. The abortion rights thing has never truly been about abortion. And the fact that it was presented that way is why it fell. The fact that it was built on privacy is why it fell. It should have, in my opinion, should have always been built on your human civil rights. Okay? As a man, I shouldn't have more control over my autonomy than you do as a woman. This is a rights situation, but it became a privacy. It had to be built on privacy because there was nothing else that they could build it on to get it through, and that's how they tore it apart. But yeah, it's just wild that as a man, I can't think of any rights that I don't have based on my biology. If there are any, I don't know.
Shoot, girls can't even get tampons in high school for free.
Well, I mean, that's a slightly different discussion because who owes you that?
I'm just
Tracy,
saying.
there are kids out there who can get lunch for free.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Right.
there's kids.
So,
I'm just saying. I'm just making a point.
No, I agree with you. I think that
yeah,
there's a
I'm
lot
saying
of things.
that's what
That
country,
should
but I get
be,
what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, so Parker comes in. I've heard of Doctor refusing to have women's
I
tubes
ain't
tied.
never heard of this. Never.
Yes.
Every
Yeah.
woman I've known that's had a hysterectomy has been, well, I mean, I could get one now because I'm 50. But even when I was in my 30s, my doctor's like, yeah, make sure you really want it. I was like, yep, okay. I've never
Parker,
had.
that is such a loaded question. I know you're not doing it on purpose at all. At
I don't know
all.
what he said.
This is a side note, but I wonder if they get a divorce if he proves in court that she poked holes in the condom, would he still have to pay child
Yes.
support?
He can't
The,
prove it,
here's,
one. And
here's
then
the
two,
issue.
yes.
One, he would
Right.
not be able to
Well, he's
prove
going to have to pay child support. Yes. That's just
he
a
would not
yes.
be able to prove it, and even if he was able to prove it, he still would have to pay child
And there's
support.
men who pay child support for children that are not theirs. Now,
Yep. So
that I've heard of.
you've established yourself as a provider and in a parental role. And then you
You,
also have the situation of, I don't know if this still stands. Hopefully it doesn't. It's another one of those old, stupid rules. But if you say you're going to get a divorce for irreconcilable differences, like maybe they cheated on you or just you're just not able to sustain this marriage, and then it's proven that you passionately hugged, that can erase everything beforehand because you've reconciled the marriage. And I'm like, that's jacked up, right? Like,
Well, if you're going to
That's
break up with them, break up with them. Don't be
okay.
yeah, but
dipping. You
that
dipping?
shouldn't even be a math. That shouldn't even be in the math. Like,
Okay.
it just shouldn't be.
First of all, you realize everything is state from state, so it's not a clear
Yeah, that's
cut.
probably heavy in the South where it's stupid.
It's not a clear cut
Yeah, because
thing
I've been
because
thinking, well, you
the
slept
way we
with her.
said, there are some places where if there was infidelity in it, it does play into the divorce. Like,
No,
ooh,
not
Right.
just
you cheated, yeah. But there are some states is like it doesn't matter.
Vegas. You could get divorced for like literally no reason.
You
Like, just like, oh, well,
yeah,
show up,
you
one
you could
divorce.
get a divorce because your wife came home with different hair color.
There you go. But this Christian nationalism thing that they're doing, if you've heard some of the stuff they talk about, one of the things that keeps coming up is they are so upset about no fault divorces. Like the very idea that a woman can decide, I don't want to be married to you anymore and I want a divorce, that could be sufficient. They are not okay with that. They want it so I have to be beating you or something like that for you to even think about being able
That
to get a divorce.
that is more or
That's the
less
world we're walking into.
that is more on the, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to take it this way, but it's absolutely true. Rich white straight men.
Nope, that
To
ain't
the
rich. That's straight men. It's straight men, period,
well,
because there are black men who are acting dumb like that too. But it's predominantly white straight men.
well,
Okay, but men have a sense of ownership over women that goes across ethnicities and cultures.
that
So
that is
really,
that to me, that is the, oh, what's the word, Marlon? Come on. That is the byproduct. You literally can't say only rich white straight men. You have to say men. But trust me, if you got a rich white man who just really feels like that trophy wife is not the trophy wife anymore, and I don't want to deal with him no more, so can you just get her out of my way so I can go to the next supermodel?
oh, they don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. But
Yeah, look,
I
I mean,
can't write the law that says, but this only involves rich white.
But it's not about them. It's about really working class and poor white men. It's about artificially boosting the birth rate. If you can't get away, you are stuck, right? It's
yeah.
about eroding women's any progress that has been made after 1955. These people want it rolled back, like because they believe everything that came out of the civil rights era, everything was a mistake. They truly believe it. So they want to roll back all of it.
Racism didn't get here until Barack Obama brought it in here. Didn't
from
even
Kenya.
exist.
He was on the plane with him.
Yep. It was a pledge.
No, but seriously, that's some of the stuff that people really need to look at. Like the video I shared earlier with that it's this things are going on right now, folks, that people really aren't paying attention to. They're looking at, I don't like Biden because he's old, or I don't like Trump because he's scary, and they're completely missing that states are passing laws so you won't even be able to vote.
Yep.
Forget who you voting for.
Let alone
Right?
places way out 50 miles
We
away from
literally
where you
we
live.
fought one in North Carolina just recently. They literally wanted to go. We had to fought it. We won for now because appeals and
Let's just
blah
keep
blah
coming.
blah.
Yep, they don't stop. They will not stop.
But we had to
Hey
fight this
guys,
in North Carolina when they said the state legislator have the right to overrule the final vote of whatever
What are you about to
president,
say, Anna?
governor.
Anna was saying something wrong.
I'm sorry.
sorry,
Go ahead.
I do have to say good night.
Okay.
I'm hurting too much, but I love you all, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow night.
See you
Love you
All
too.
tomorrow.
Have
right,
a good
feel
night.
better.
Yeah, we need to
Yeah.
wrap anyway.
So
You're
we
right.
so
Yeah,
we
because
had that
we
we
getting
had
on that
that vote
3 hour
where it had
show.
to go to a judge where they were saying the state legislator has the final decision on all vote
Right.
decision.
They did the same
Um,
thing in
This
Alabama.
in They
The
did it
Sup-
in Georgia, and it
yeah,
passed in Georgia. We have that law here.
yeah. The Supreme Court told them, "Hey, you got to withdraw your maps." They was like, "No, we don't."
And as far as the maps are concerned, you got
you know,
Louisiana, Alabama, North Carolina, Texas, all of them doing this junk, right? New York,
and
at least they won in New York, so they have to redraw them, and you'll have
yeah,
more
but
more districts.
they sent somebody down to all them states to redraw it for them. Because
But no,
y'all keep forgetting one thing. And I know the Supreme Court is not the creme de la creme of honesty and good faith and everything else. I also can say this about the Supreme Court is if you ever want to see a group of people who have the hubris of you're not going to tell me what the hell to do, I'm going to tell you what the hell to do, it's the Supreme Court. They're
well,
not
here's
sitting
the problem, Marlon.
Yeah, that's the
These are
the right
problem.
thing to
these are
do.
state decisions, bro. These are
It,
state decisions. And the reason why they're state decisions is because the Supreme Court has set precedent and been very clear in that if it's a political issue, they do not deal with those things. So gerrymandering, the Supreme Court, they're the ones who broke. Was it Chief Justice Roberts? He oversaw them breaking the Voting Rights Act. As soon as he started letting those things get broken and pulled apart,
On
North
purpose.
Carolina was the first one to jump up. Tennessee jumped up right behind them. Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Texas, the old South all rose up and was like, yeah, we ain't got to do pre-clearance no more. All right, cool. Yeah. Hey, black people.
Yep.
Like, that came out the Supreme Court, dog.
But I
So,
hate to say this, it's not like I don't want to say that y'all know voters' rights. I'm all for it. Some of us, we ain't showing up. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm gonna leave
well,
it right
America
there.
has a big problem with that.
So
That
if they
we're
took away
the
voters'
freest
rights
nation that don't bother voting.
until somebody tries to take it away, well, they took you ain't been.
And then we don't show up.
is there such thing as a trophy husband? Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There is a such thing
Kevin
as a
Federline. Remember Kevin Federline? K-Fed?
yeah. Yeah. The Supreme Court was involved in the Alabama gerrymandering thing. Yeah. That Alabama was funny as crap.
They were just like, we're gonna do what we
They,
feel like.
they was like,
And Louisiana turned around and did the same thing.
I'm going to
Doing it
take
right
the
now.
biggest portion of the black community and break them up. We're like,
Yeah. We had what, three?
Let,
We had
let me
like
help
three
you out on,
districts, and they're like, well, let's give them two.
let me help you on how bad of a racist that you are. One, it's like taking the biggest neighborhood full of black people in the United States and break them up. But there's only one neighborhood Only one neighborhood that has black people in it. That's Alabama's decision. You only had one cluster of black voters in Alabama, and you thought to yourself, I wonder if it'd be racist just to break them up too. Nah,
I
let's
keep
go
telling you,
for it.
Marlon, racism didn't exist
Let,
until Barack Obama became president.
let's break
And
this
I,
whole cluster of black people up and put them with the white people, and it'll be fair.
yeah, but that's just it. And I just wish people would pay more attention to it beforehand and leading into things, because um, black people hate when I say this, but we really ain't that important anymore. So when they're coming at us, it ain't about us being black. It's about them having power, right?
Yeah.
So they never would have messed with us like this in the 80s and 90s. But now we're so fragmented and disjointed, and you got other groups that are rising around us that we're just easy pickings, right? They're just doing this to us like they did it to the Native Americans, right? So we have to be more aware of what we're doing, and we really have to dial in and rally around each other in the community and build relationships across communities, because it's bad, y'all. It is really, really bad.
Yeah. And
And
but
we're not taking it serious enough.
nope. In a state, you can't even give people water when they stand in line for 8 hours, which don't make no sense in the dang on first place.
Yeah. I mean, and when that happened here in Georgia, everybody was like, what? That's terrible. Oh, what? That's terrible. But they couldn't get rid of it. And then next thing you know, it starts popping up in other states. But the rage is wore off. So it just passes on through. It's
Yeah,
diabolical what they're doing.
we got a attention span like a microwave.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on out here so we get on out of here. Fizz, tell everybody where they can find you.
Hey, y'all can find me right here hanging out with Marlon and Tracy and Anna. And then New Year, you will find me on a couple other things going on here. So keep your eyes open. Announcements to come. Yay, let's go.
Tracy.
TracyMediaLLC.com. I got 4 shows to go before next year. So keep watching.
All right, everybody. Saturday Night Vibe. The topic is worst husband, worst father of the year. Sorry, worst father of the year. That will be the topic for tomorrow. It literally should be a really short show tomorrow, so we could go into Sunday, which my dream is to have an extravaganza on Sunday. So that's why I want to make Saturday show a little shorter so we can get rested, get ready to end the new year on a good note. So for this, for Tracy Carson, I am Marlon, and until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
All right, I dressed up for it tonight. I ain't got dressed up no more. Right? That's right. Okay.
Don't come on here with no tank top on.
And no pajamas.
You wear
This is a free
pajamas?
country.